Alright, so banana bread is out of the oven, and that means it is time to go into the workshop where we can talk about seeds. So, down these stairs, past all these tools, we have workshop, a rather messy place that is far from being fully set up, but occasionally is still wonderfully useful. And it is serving as home to our seed starting shelf. Now, it is quite a bit more finished than when you folks first saw it. I have applied my expanded metal. It's all painted, it's up on casters and all that fun stuff. And we even have the lights set up and some things growing. So here is a little spider plant that a coworker at my new job gave me, and then we have some garlic. Now these are not grown from seed garlic, like you might purchase, depending on where you are in the spring or fall, to grow bulbs. This is actually like the bulbils, the very small, like the miniature garlic cloves that form in what I understand are the flowers that grow at the top of the scapes. You can grow from those. If your scapes fall over and the flowers are on the ground, they may actually sprout just like that. So I'm starting from those. I have them in some less than straight cut milk jugs that are filled with some of this organic seed starter from Espoma. I absolutely love their fertilizers and was really excited they sold some seed starting soil. Decided to give it a try. It smelled amazing as soon as it arrived. I love the way good soil smells, and this was just wonderful. And it has mycorrhizal inoculants, so if you don't really know anything about mycorrhizae, they are beneficial fungus, essentially, that live in the soil when your soil is healthy. So organic soils tend to have higher concentrations of them, and inorganic growing areas, heavily treated with pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, they tend not to have anything. And it's really sad because the mycorrhizae increase the root surface of trees. They're parasymbiotic, I believe is the correct term. Might simply be symbiotic. But regardless, they work with your plants and help them have access to more water, more nutrients. They're great for all of the little critters that live in the soil, and in turn your soil becomes better for your plants, and it's just this wonderful cycle. So there's inoculant for that in that soil. And yeah, so I'm really excited the seed starting shelf is, at least the shelf is totally ready. I still need to order trays and pots, trying to decide what I should get for those. So I'll be poking around online, doing some more research, and doing some more thinking about that. But for now, I thought we could talk about the seeds that I have to plant for next year. Now, most of them have arrived. I still have half dozen about that are on their way from Fedco. So I don't have everything on hand, but I do have quite a few. So there's a lot to talk about, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's take a look in this box here. So we have. We'll start with these guys. Now, I have never saved seeds before. I collected a bunch from different native wildflowers that we had growing in our yard and already spread those out at the end of the fall. These are two of the only annuals that we saved seeds from. We have tomatoes. These are some sort of red cherry type tomato. And then this is a bunch of seeds from a white pie pumpkin that we carved into a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. So perhaps we'll get these to grow, perhaps not, we will see. So, that being said, let's dig in here a little more. Get these two little packets out of the way. So these are from a place called Southern Seed Exchange. This was my first time ordering from them, and indeed, I think every other, or almost every other company we bought seeds from. They were well reviewed on Etsy. Figured I'd give them a shot. The prices were pretty good. So this is Winter Savory, and this is Wild Bergamot. One will end up in, roasts and things, and one will end up in teas if everything goes well. Let's just grab the rest of these out here. They are somewhat organized, so hopefully can kind of keep the mess together here. Oh, that was bad. All right, so we have a red lettuce from Baker Creek, also known as rareseeds.com. They gave me that free with my order, so we'll give it a shot. I think this is the only other annual green that we're going to grow. Apparently this can be perennial. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work out that way here in Minnesota, but we will find out. We have two different types of pepper, both of which are also from Baker Creek, the rareseeds.com. A regular old jalapeno, which I'm happy to have. We go through a lot of those. And then a fish pepper. Now, these are super spicy, which is not typically my deal. I bought them because the peppers themselves are pretty, as well as the plant. You can kind of see that in this picture. I didn't even realize until after I'd ordered them that they were quite spicy. I have friends who will enjoy the spicy for me. So this comes from Victory Seeds. It's a small, round cucumber. Pretty excited to give it a shot. Apparently they are delicious, just fresh off the vine. So it'll be nice to have those growing and snack on them while I'm gardening. Ground cherries. They grow in a husk-like and are related to tomatillos. They're supposed to be very delicious. I do have another variety coming from Fedco Seeds. So I actually didn't, I had forgotten that I ordered the ones from Fedco and ordered these when I bought the peppers and some other stuff. So this is a different variety than the other one, so I might end up with two varieties of ground cherries this year. So we have birdhouse gourds, which you can make birdhouses of, and I thought that would be quite a lot of fun if we could get it to work. My mom's godmother, who I will probably talk about a lot in the garden, she had a birdhouse made from a gourd, and when I saw these for sale, I thought about that and how much fun it would be to make those. Some dill. Hopefully this will provide some nice habitat for our local swallowtail butterflies, which are my absolute favorite right now. So give that a shot. We have a winter pie pumpkin. Apparently one of the tastiest pie pumpkins. Maria really wanted to try growing some pumpkins, some orange pie pumpkins in particular. So we'll give that a shot. Then we have a handful of tomatoes. Now I do have another one called Garden Peach that is a slightly peach color and actually has some fuzz on it. So I thought that would be kind of fun. I'm focusing on the tomatoes, as with everything else, I'm focusing on heirlooms. So we have a lot of heirlooms, the Costoluto Genovese, and this was purchased from Thomas Jefferson's Monticello. They sell a bunch of different kinds of awesome seeds, and there are more sprinkled through there. Cherokee Purple, which it seems is kind of like the heirloom these days. Give that a shot. I thought these were pretty cool looking, and honestly, the name just sounded cool, Hillbilly Tomato, so I figured I'd give them a shot. See if M.I. Gardener has good tomato seeds. And then a nice yellow plum tomato, and a little yellow, slightly plum shaped. This is the kind of thing I've been looking for in a small tomato, something I can just pick off the vine. Supposed to be pretty delicious. And I love walking through the garden and just grabbing a tomato, munching on it while I'm doing other work. We're going to try growing some peas. So these are just a sugar pea of some kind, as well as some beans. Now I think I'm going to plant the beans. This plan may change, but as of right now I'm thinking of planting the beans next to some of the apple trees. Since they're an annual and they are legumes that can be nitrogen fixers, it might be good to have them for the trees. So we have the Calypso. I've also seen them referred to as yin yang or orca beans. We have the Mayflower bean, supposedly called such because it was carried over by the Puritans or the Pilgrims on the Mayflower. And then we have this lovely looking Kennerly yellow eye bean. As you can see, all three from M.I. Gardener. I've never grown beans before. Thought it would be good to give it a shot, and I have scrap from when they installed our big cedar fence out back. So I thought these could be used to make tripods for the beans if I didn't come up with something else in the meantime. Long term, in the future, I'm thinking I'd like to come up with some sort of collapsible aluminum tripod system that I can make, but that's a future thing. Some alpine strawberries, and I think I may also want to get some other types of strawberries in the garden, but ground cover, not something. I'm not trying to get a huge crop from these. They produce very small berries. It sounds like they don't ripen all at once, so sort of like some of the other stuff, just be nice to have them. They'll fill in space. They're perennials. They're a ground cover, and I can occasionally munch on them as I'm in the garden. We do have a couple of annual flowers here. The Globe Amaranth or Gomphragna. I got these because they're one of my friend's favorite flowers. Thought they'd be fun to try, and just a nice plant for my pollinators. This I'm really excited about. I'm excited about all the plants, but there's a reason for all of it. So my mom's godmother and I spent a summer trying to find sensitive plants when I was pretty little. We went all over the state of Connecticut, which I know isn't very large, but it was a months-long adventure trying to get our hands on some sensitive plants, and we never succeeded. When I was ordering from Monticello, I saw these. I had completely forgotten about our quest that summer, and this kind of brought it all back, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I would be very happy to grow these every year if I can figure out how to save the seeds. And honestly, if I had to buy the seeds every now and again, wouldn't be a big problem, but I think this will be fun. For those of you who don't know, these respond when you touch them. So as I recall, when you touch the leaves, they curl up, and that's where it gets its name. Not everybody's going to be into this, but as a degenerate cigar smoker, I definitely am excited to grow a little bit of tobacco. This is Connecticut broadleaf, one of my favorites in a cigar, and they are honestly a pretty plant if you like big-leaved things, and I do. So that'll be fun for me. We have 2 packets of the Victory Seeds All Sort mix of sunflowers, so a nice little selection of heights and colors and things, so that'll be fun. And then this was a free thing from Prairie Moon Nursery, Early Sunflower. Don't know too much about it, but they are a great company. The only one in all of these that I have ordered from before. New Jersey tea. So local animals apparently love this stuff. Maria's mom has had a really hard time keeping it, and I don't think she's had any of the plants in a long time because the rabbits chew it down to the ground, and I guess the deer will as well. So I think I'm going to have to, I may put some out front, but I think I'm going to have to keep this in the back at least until I have some big plants. Maybe try growing some in pots because apparently it doesn't transplant well, and then see what to do from there. But It was apparently a substitute for tea during the Revolutionary War, and bees love it. So I figured something I can have that's a tea and something that my pollinators will enjoy sounds good for me. Figured I'd give it a shot. Um, Blackberry lily. I thought these were really beautiful. A friend of mine posted a picture on Facebook of these flowers, and figured it'd be cool to try growing them from seed. And yeah, again, another Monticello. And these ones actually were harvested from the gardens at Monticello. And regardless of the, to put it nicely, we'll say complex history of Thomas Jefferson and stuff, I just think he had a beautiful garden and some lovely plants, and I'm happy to have a connection to a history, so long as we understand the implications of that history. And pretty flower is pretty, so yes. Some more pretty flowers. We have English daisies in a few colors. We have bachelor's buttons, which should all be nice and blue, I believe. And then we have this really interesting columbine variation. So I have a native columbine, and then I have, I think it's more red columbine that are already planted outside. And I thought these would be a nice complement for them. They're a very full, many-petaled flower. They look really interesting, and it is named after, it was Charles Darwin's granddaughter, it says. And I thought that was a nice little connection. So there's that. We have Johnny Jump Ups, those little purple and yellow violet type things. Maria was pretty excited. I had already ordered these, and she was talking about getting them because she loves them and was very excited I already had them. Here we have some Good King Henry. This apparently was a common green that people used to eat quite a long time ago. If I recall correctly, it was also known as poor man's asparagus because some of the early shoots can be cut and eaten just that way, and then you can harvest the leaves when they're young and tender. I don't know if it's just in the spring or throughout the year as they grow new leaves, but figured I'd give that a shot. It's a perennial. It can handle partial shade, so thought it would be a nice companion to some of our other annual greens and perennial non-greens. And finally, Roman chamomile, because we love tea here. So the German chamomile is not perennial in our area, and the German chamomile, as I understand, is much more prolific and more common for use in the tea. And the Roman chamomile is a bit shorter. Doesn't give as many flowers, or they're not as big, but it's supposed to be a nice little ground cover, so figured we would give that a shot, and maybe in the future, depending on how things go, we might grow the German chamomile as an annual flower. And that big pile there is, that is most of our seeds for the year. And as time goes on, we can, hopefully we will get some nice footage of getting seeds planted, getting things put on the seed shelf, taking care of it, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. I hope you guys are staying warm and getting ready for your own gardens for the spring. I hate to... I got nothing else. So I will see you soon, and thanks for watching.